beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about a brand new blush from ColourPop. This is the Cheek Dew Serum Blush. These will be priced at $7 US a piece. We have 10 different shades here, so I'm gonna go close up. I'm gonna show you swatches of all 10 shades. I'm wearing this shade, Kiss Kiss, so I'll give you an application demo for this one as well. Let's take a close-up look at the packaging first. We have some simple, straightforward packaging here. The outer box has a little bit of an ombre look to it, and then the actual blush tube itself is a little squeezy tube. It's very similar to the So Juicy gloss packaging. It's a similar style to the So Juicy packaging. The Cheek Dew is a little bit smaller. You can see it has a shorter cap, and the finish is different. The So Juicy glosses are a really shiny plastic tube, and the Cheek Dew tubes are a little bit kind of frosty or matted looking. I thought that would be a good comparison, and that way you can kind of get a feel for the size of this tube if you have one of these or a similar lip gloss. So the cap just twists off. I don't know if you can tell, this has a very gel-like consistency. It's not sticky like a gloss. It's not really runny and liquidy, but it's also not thick and goopy, kind of like the So Juicy glosses would be if you put it between your fingers like this. I mean, serum is a great word for it. It has sort of a jelly consistency. Now let's take a look at each one of these shades, and I'll show you some swatches and some close-ups. First up, we have the shade Tumble for Ya. This is a muted, cool pink shade. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you live swatches of each one of these shades. So I'll do 2 layers, and then at the end I'll show you what they look like blended out, so that way you can kind of see all different states of being. Tumble for Ya is one of 2 that I've noticed in swatching is a little bit less pigmented and a little bit less opaque, or maybe a little bit more difficult to apply and blend out. I'll point out the other shade in the next round of swatches, but I wanted to make sure that I pointed that out to you during this review. Back to the task at hand. Hotline is a soft, warm pink. I would call this a peachy pink. And I think you can really tell that formula difference when you see those 2 shades swatched side by side, Hotline and Tumble for Ya. It's just pretty obvious that Tumble for Ya is not quite as easy to show up and easy to smooth out. Next, we're looking at Kiss Kiss. This is a warm peachy nude. This is my favorite, and it's the one that I've worn the most while I've been testing these blushes. I wear this on its own in the demo, and I also have been mixing it with another shade to create sort of a custom color. So that's something to keep in mind too that you can do. In my February favorites video, actually the last video that I posted, I was wearing Kiss Kiss mixed with this one called So Cosmo, which is a warm coral shade. And it's so fun to make your own custom color. I really love that. I feel like a little makeup mad scientist. And I think that because a lot of these shades are very warm undertones, it's easy to mix them together and get a really nice looking result. Since there are 10 total shades, I'm going to swatch them 5 at a time. So this one is the last one for this round. Of course, I'm holding the box upside down because of who I am as a person, but you get the point. This shade is called Psst, Psst, and it's a warm mid-tone rose. I think that the discrepancy with that first shade, Tumble for Ya, is especially obvious when you see all 5 of these shades with their really wet swatches laid out here. It just looks so lackluster in my opinion compared to the others. I also want to show you what these shades look like a little bit blended out, because that's probably how most people are going to wear them on the cheeks. So I wanted to show you what these look like in a more diffused state. So you can obviously build them up to be more pigmented like this sort of swatch, or you can really sheer them out. If you don't let them dry at all before you blend them out, they are a very sheer wash of color. But if you let that wet product sit on the cheek for a minute and then blend it out, you get a much more intense result in my experience. Last round of swatches here, we're looking at Bubbles. This is a muted terracotta. This is very much a brick type of color. It's a brownish red. I can see this one looking really, really flattering on a lot of different skin tones. And same for this one called Rumors. This is going to be a great summertime shade. Rumors is a vivid red orange, and I can see this shade looking really beautiful on all skin tones. I know this type of color is really intimidating, but because this can be a very soft, subtly applied product, this type of color, this corally red-orange color, is extremely flattering on a lot of different skin tones and undertones. So I can see this one being popular, especially in spring and summer. Next, we have the shade Beyond. This is a muted, deep rose. It's almost like a brownish, mulberry pink shade. It's really, really pretty. It definitely is more of a neutral undertone, where the other two previously swatched are a lot warmer. I think this one's going to be super popular. This is the kind of color that a lot of people gravitate towards, and you know, for good reason. It's going to look beautiful again on a lot of different skin tones. Now we're looking at the shade Instant Crush. This one looks a lot like Beyond in the tube, but once you see them swatched, you can tell that Instant Crush is much more of a chocolatey brown color. And this is the other shade that I was referencing when I talked about that Tumble For You shade. It just has a little bit of a different texture. I don't know if I just got some kind of weird dud tubes, but you can tell it's just not quite that same intensity as the other shades. Very last shade that I have to swatch for you is this one called Hot Fuss. This is a warm, rich red berry shade. And here is the final round of swatches completed. Now you've seen all 10 shades swatched in their more intense form. Of course, I'm also going to show you the blended out, diffused, more like you would wear them on your cheeks type of swatches with these 5 shades as well. I saw so many people on Instagram when these were announced saying that all the colors look the same. I don't know, they don't look the same to me. I mean, they are all blush shades and it's a first launch of this line, so of course they're not going to do any crazy colors, but I think there's a decent amount of variation in this initial launch. Now that you've seen swatches of all the shades, let's take a look at the application demo. I'll show you my favorite shade, Kiss Kiss, in action, and then I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. I'm going to show you the application of my favorite shade. This one's called Kiss Kiss, and all I do is take a little tiny bit on the back of my hand, put some on my finger, and just really gently tap that onto the cheeks. I don't have a ton of issues with this pulling up my makeup underneath, but I'm also not very heavily made up underneath either. I'm only wearing tinted moisturizer and concealer with a teeny tiny bit of powder on top, so I can't fully comment on how this would react to more full coverage makeup underneath. That's just not what I typically wear, so that's not how I've been testing this. I have been low-key wearing these Cheek Dew blushes in my videos for weeks, so I definitely have a very fully formed opinion on these, and I have to say, for my dry skin and for my preferred look, which is a little bit lighter, a little bit more, I don't know, quote unquote natural. I don't really like the idea of calling somebody's makeup unnatural because that sounds really insulting, but we'll just call it low-key makeup. I really like, especially on my face, on my cheeks, something that is low-key, low maintenance, low effort, and just looks glowy and casually sweaty and youthful, and that's really what I've been getting from this Cheek Dew Serum Blush formula. This may not be surprising, but I love this product. I think this is such a good idea. If you know me, you know that my desired look is a casually sweaty cheek. I don't like really matte looking cheek products, and I don't love cream to powder blushes. It seems like so many cream blushes end up completely drying down, and in the end there's none of that glowy, dewy moisture look on the cheeks. That's a huge reason why I really, really like the Too Faced Peach Bloom Lip and Cheek Tints. Formula-wise, shade range-wise, I don't think it's really worth comparing those Too Faced ones to these Cheek Dew Serum blushes. These kind of have the perfect medium. They're not quite as tacky on the cheeks as the Too Faced ones, which keep in mind, I like those too. These do sort of like a medium dry down. It doesn't feel sticky to the touch at all. I'm gonna show you kind of my hair test where I put my hair over my cheek. I'm even gonna tap it down on there, and I don't have any hair that sticks to my cheek. You know when you have like glossy lips, your hair gets stuck in your lip gloss? For somebody who has dry skin and struggles with a really, really dry look on the face, especially I'm in my mid-30s, I'm getting some little fine lines and wrinkles in this area as well. It's forgiving enough that it's not settling into any of my fine lines. It's not matte and dry enough to look powdery and yucky on my skin. It's giving me just enough moisture, enough glow. It looks dewy and healthy and casually sweaty just the way I want it to. I'm not getting my hair stuck in it. It's not melting off and wiping off of my face. Glorious. I love it. I think other people with dry skin are gonna really, really, really love this. The only drawback I see to something like this is if you're constantly wearing a mask, then something like this that's not going to dry all the way down may not have enough wear time with a mask over it. But I gotta tell you, I love this. I think this is a really, really exciting launch. Anything that's going to be dewy and glowy and skincare feeling is something that has my attention. It's cool, it's affordable. I love it. I really, really like this product. Now's the time when I want to hear what you think about these Cheek Dew Serum blushes. Are you interested in this? Do you think this is something that's going to work well for you? Are you passing on the dewy cheek, not into it? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Oh boy. Oh, I'm about to drop everything. Oh boy. Okay. Alright. Okay. Ah! Okay. I'll calm down. I'm sorry. Okay. Don't get thrown off because you have on blue eyeshadow. That sounds silly to you, but it happens to me a lot. Oh, look at these casually sweaty cheeks. They changed that gloss packaging. See if I can find one of those bad boys. Okay. I found it. I found one. That was a struggle. Why is it stuck? What happened? Oh, there it is. Lip gloss. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Boop. Okay, it's getting weird. The very scientific, does my hair stick to it test. Wow. I mean, all I can say is, wow. Got some more stuff to do, stuff to film, stuff to eat, because I'm hungry. So I'm gonna go do that. Thank you for hanging out. I love your face, and I'm glad to see it here. I hope that you're having a good one, and I hope that I see you back here soon. Okay, love your face, bye!